a 24-year-old with a 15-year-old as jailbait.
And jail is exactly where he's going. Coast to coast, Dateline launches more undercover stings.
Get on the ground now! Hand behind your back. Get down!
More than 80 suspected predators caught by our cameras and by police.
You know who I am.
You're on the Dateline show.
They may know who we are, but what's shocking is they still come knocking.
Does your boss know that you are online chatting with the
I'm sure they don't.
You say to her, I can't control my horny level. You're talking about taking her virginity.
Tonight, 3 military men are at the door.
What's really sad is this could cost you a military career.
I know that's it.
Beware our man behind that curtain.
Chris Hansen with a hidden camera investigation.
I believe that we would have had some young child sexually abused. No doubt in my mind.
A Dateline net crime to catch a predator. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stone Phillips.
And I'm Ann Curry. In community after community, vulnerable young teenagers are still at risk from grown men online. Now our hidden cameras are in Georgia.
And among the suspected predators caught on tape, 3 military men. 2 served in Iraq, but could they now be serving time in prison? Chris Hansen has our latest investigation, and again, we want to warn you that some of it is explicit.
She said she was 13.
She did. I'm sorry, sir. I have interest in younger girls. That has just been a fantasy of mine.
A fantasy?
Yes, sir.
Do you know it violates Georgia law?
Yes, sir.
Come on in.
So even when men know it's against the law...
Are you going to arrest me or what?
Get on the ground! On the ground now!
No, there's a chance they'll be apprehended.
Am I being taped?
You are being taped.
Oh, crap.
And know all about Dateline's previous reports on internet sex predators.
Yeah, I know what this is.
No, please, I need you.
Yeah, I know what this was. I just went to test it, that's all.
They still show up at a house where they were told a child is home alone and willing to have sex with them. And the number of men who continue to arrive at the door during each undercover operation is alarming.
All right, this is True Sweet Guy. True Sweet Guy.
Like our latest investigation, the 6th one, this time in Harris County, Georgia.
Emily, open the door and call.
We've rigged this house with 12 hidden cameras, 5 inside and 7 outside.
Which camera you want to lose?
From a control room inside the house, a crew operates the cameras and records a man's every move from the moment he drives up to the house. We've hired a young-looking 19-year-old to play the part of a young girl, a decoy who will invite the men in.
Hey! What's up? Come on in.
This is 24-year-old Raimundo Anguiano. He thinks he's here to see a 14-year-old girl named Diane. He met her online just hours ago in an AOL chat room.
Yeah, I made some sweet tea for you if you want a glass. It's super good. It's what we do down south. I'll be right back.
To give you an idea why he might be here, take a look at what he said online. Using the screen name True Sweet Guy 69, he asks a decoy, an adult pretending to be 14, if she's good at giving oral sex. The decoy says, nobody ever complained. Didn't do it lots, but I know how to do it. Then True Sweet Guy 69 asks if he shows the girl a picture of his penis, would she give him oral sex? The decoy, who he thinks is 14, says, oh yeah. And sure enough, True Sweet Guy 69 sends her a picture of his genitals.
How you doing? Why don't you have a seat right over there? What are you doing here?
We were talking online, and I just wanted to come and meet her.
And who were you talking online with?
With that young lady there, sir.
The young lady?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he wants the decoy to meet her at the car.
He was really talking online with a different decoy, a member of the online watchdog group Perverted Justice, which Dateline hired to do what they normally do, go into chat rooms and set up computer profiles pretending to be young teens who are interested in sex. And sometimes, as in the case of True Sweet Guy 69, the decoy says she is sexually experienced.
And how old is that young lady?
She said she was 14, sir.
14. And how old are you?
24, sir.
24?
Yes.
And you thought that was appropriate? Why?
Well, I don't know, sir. I mean, I just thought it was all right. I mean.
Then I asked him about the picture of his genitals he sent to the girl posing as a young teen.
Now, when you were online, you sent this picture.
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
Right. Now, you know that's against the law, right?
Yes, sir, it is. You just get into these chat rooms and stuff, and, you just chat away.
Do you send pictures like that very often?
No. Just if, just only if I'm really serious about talking to somebody or something, but other than that, no.
Well, Ray, what do you think would have happened if I wasn't here and a 14-year-old girl was here home alone?
Well, if whatever was going to happen was going to happen. If nothing was going to happen, then hey.
So if she was willing to have sex with you, you would have had sex with her?
I would still have second thoughts.
Second thoughts?
Yes, sir. But, yeah, I've seen this show about 3 times on TV already.
You've seen this show?
Yes, sir.
So you know exactly what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know who I am?
You heard right. This man's aware of our previous investigations.
You're on the Dateline show.
Exactly.
Yes, I know who you are.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
Now, did you think at all that maybe you were walking into To Catch a Predator?
It was, and that kind of crossed my mind for a minute. For a minute, you
Yeah.
know. And then I just wiped it away,
So you wiped it away. Do you think it was a good show?
No, it was supposed to stop people and things like that,
Well, this is the part where usually I say, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC,
yeah.
right? Okay, you remember that part?
Yes, I remember.
And then you remember when these guys come out, the cameras come out, right? And then I say, if there's anything else you'd like to tell us,
no, that's it.
we'd like to hear it. Otherwise, you're obviously free to walk out the door you came in.
And like the other men he's seen in our reports, True Sweet Guy 69 probably knows he's about to face yet another confrontation.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Now, on your face. On your face. Get down.
Perverted Justice has been sending all the sexually explicit online chat logs between its decoys and the potential predators to the Harris County Sheriff's Department.
All right, so here's the updated logs.
In Georgia, it's a crime to attempt to solicit sex online with a minor. And law enforcement says showing up at this house makes a case even stronger. So True Sweet Guy 69 is arrested. Put in an unmarked car and taken in for questioning.
I just choose my right to remain silent.
Okay.
After that, he's transported to the county jail, where he's fingerprinted, photographed,
Down to the left.
and locked up. The next day, he goes before a judge, and his bail is set.
The criminal attempt child molestation is $15,000.
And as you'll see, there are many more men about to go down the same road, from our undercover house to the courthouse, and all the stops in between.
Coming up, we've never seen this. A suspect with something very specific in mind.
Now, this is the fetish guy with the boots.
You talk about taking her out and buying her some boots.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
When To Catch a Predator continues.
You're gonna push that open, you're gonna haul her out.
We've hired this young-looking 19-year-old named Amanda to play the part of an underage girl home alone.
And you come around here.
She gets into position, standing by the front door as a potential predator shows up at our undercover house.
Come on in, I'm just finishing up getting out of the shower.
37-year-old Todd West has no problem following our decoy right into the house. He's here to meet a girl who online told him she was a 14-year-old virgin. Using a screen name we can't show on TV, he chats on and off with the decoy named Mystic Roses for a week. Then he decides to turn on his webcam and send the girl a live picture of his penis.
Come on in.
After they set up a plan for him to come over, the decoy asks if he'll bring condoms and Jack Daniels. So did he?
Nice digs.
Did you bring the Jack Daniels?
Yep.
You did? Yay. Did you pick up the condoms?
He seems at ease with her, even though he's in a strange house talking to someone he's never met in person before.
Do you have any special ideas for tonight or anything?
Not special.
What are some of your ideas?
I don't know. You tell me.
More about him a little later. This next man heading into the house just made a stop at a gas station down the road. As you can see from this security camera video, he bought condoms before coming over to meet a girl he thinks is a 13-year-old virgin.
Come on in. I'm just finishing getting ready.
You didn't have to take a shower.
Well,
He's 37-year-old William Rowell, a service tech for coin-operated machines. Also known as Baron Wolfsfur, he's talking to a decoy named Sassy Little Lady. He tells the girl, "You know that I really want to make love to you, but I want to hold you close to me." The decoy says, I want that too. Later, using a different screen name, Wolf Knight 30, he tells the decoy he's worried because of the Dateline shows of late. The decoy, responding like a 13-year-old, says, what's Dateline? She pretends not to know about the show to see if a man apparently aware of our investigation would still take the risk and show up. He explains to her it's a show on NBC. They have been doing a lot of shows about internet predators, but that isn't enough to scare him away.
Come on in. Give me just like 5 minutes to get ready. There's sweet tea if you want it. You don't have to drink it if you don't want to.
What? I can't go to your room with you?
Well, that ruined the surprise.
Actually, I'd rather for you to come. Oh, sir. Sir, I need to talk to you a minute.
No.
I don't get the chance to speak with him or Todd West, the first man in the door, but the team from the Harris County Sheriff's Office will.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Hands behind your back. Get on the ground now!
After he's read his rights, 37-year-old West chooses to remain silent.
Can I have a lawyer present? Yeah, sure. I'm assuming this is being recorded.
Yeah.
But Baron Wolfsford talks at length with Chief Rhett Wade and investigator Tony Knotts.
Who are you here to meet tonight?
Brooke. Her name was Brooke.
All right. How old is Brooke?
Brooke said she was 13.
Okay.
Was my intention to have sex with her? No.
Did you stop down here at the Chevron gas station and purchase condoms?
Yes. Right, but my intentions were because she asked me to bring condoms. I had the condoms just in case, but my intentions were not to have sex.
We only buy condoms for one thing.
To have sex, I know. So that's why I'm being charged with being a pedophile.
He's not being charged as a pedophile. That would be sex with a much younger child. Instead, he'll face criminal attempt to commit child molestation.
I think you think me and Corporal Knotts here are acting like you'd come down here and try to have sex with someone who's not consenting, and that's not what we're talking about at all. We know good and well you wouldn't have forced yourself on Brooke.
My intentions were not to have sex, but if the opportunity was there, then yeah. But my intentions were not to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I feel like I'm being tricked.
After the interview, Raul is taken to the Harris County Jail. He's still in custody today, unable to make bail.
Now this is the fetish guy with the boots.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Amanda, our decoy, is in place ready to invite our next guest inside.
All right, Amanda, this guy should be bringing riding boots for you to wear.
Using the screen name Gerald White 30627, this 31-year-old starts chatting with a girl posing as a 15-year-old. He asks the decoy if she wears boots. The girl responds, I wish I had some tall ones. Then Gerald White 30627 says, perhaps we could go boot shopping. The decoy types, wow, you mean for like the big ones? Then he cuts to the chase and says, I'm not going to avoid the subject. I would like to make love to you after we are done boot shopping. I have a serious fetish for boots. Gerald White later tells the decoy he's going to bring her a pair of boots. But as he comes in the house, he's not carrying any.
Come on in, Alexia. Make some sweet tea.
Good.
I just gotta get these clothes out so they don't wrinkle. Did you bring the riding boots?
Yes.
All
They're
right.
out in the car.
I can't wait to get my own pair.
So you have a little shopping day planned this afternoon?
Yep.
Yeah? And who are you taking shopping today?
Natasha.
Natasha.
Yes.
And how did you meet Natasha?
Met her online.
Online.
Yes.
And how old do you think Natasha is?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No, sir. We never discussed it.
You never discussed it?
To refresh his memory, I read to him from his chat log.
I'm 15.
You don't have to go any further. I understand.
You talk about taking her out and buying her some boots.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
It's just shopping, period.
Shopping.
That's it.
So you just found a 15-year-old girl online, decided you're going to buy her a pair of leather boots that you want her to wear 24 hours a day, you say right here? What was your plan here today?
No plan whatsoever.
No plan whatsoever.
Just coming to talk and everything.
As the 31-year-old heads for the door, law enforcement moves into place, ready to take the man down as soon as he walks outside.
Get on the ground now! Get down!
Police arrest him and lead him away, clearing the front of the house so more suspects are free to come in.
Coming up, the Air Force, the Army, the National Guard. 3 military men come knocking at the door.
Married looking for fun, that's you, right?
And a confrontation brings one of them to his knees. When To Catch a Predator continues. Welcome back to our 6th investigation into online sex predators. This time we're in Harris County, a rural part of Georgia. And sad to say, among the surprises at the door are 3 military men, one formerly in the Air Force and 2 others who recently served in Iraq. Now they're under arrest and in the interrogation room with police. Again, Chris Hansen.
There he is. Oh. He's coming in.
Whether near a big city or a rural area like Harris County, Georgia, lines of potential predators find their way to our undercover houses. Meet 24-year-old Brian Lindsay, here because he was invited by a girl who said online she was 15.
I gotta throw my clothes in the wash, okay? I made you some tea, though.
Using the screen name BLindsay01, he describes how he wants to give the girl oral sex. He says, "I can't control my horny level." Then he says, "I want to blank your brains out. I can't help it." Now he's driven 2.5 hours to meet her.
Have some tea if you want some. It's sweet tea. Is that okay?
Yeah, I already drank some on the way.
Did you find the place okay?
Yes, sir.
Would you have a seat right over there, please? What are you up to tonight?
Just driving around.
Just driving around?
Yes, sir.
And why is he just driving around? He says he's been away from Georgia for 2 years while serving in the United States Air Force, and he wanted to learn his way around again.
How is that lesson going for you tonight so far?
Not too good.
Then he comes up with a completely different excuse.
What made you drive into this driveway and walk into this house?
Just asking for directions, like...
Oh, so you're lost?
Yes, sir.
But he drops that story as soon as I read to him from his chat log.
I take it you're a virgin.
No, sir.
Not you. I'm reading from the conversation between you and Natasha. You say to her, "I take it you're a virgin." She says, "No, but I'm no hoe." You talk about oral sex in great detail, how you like to do it.
Honestly, my intention was not to do anything like that because, hey, I know it's jailbait.
Jailbait.
24-year-old with a 15-year-old, that's jailbait. However, I do believe you can be friends with a 15-year-old and maybe go out and go bowling or something like that.
But that's not what you talk about here. You don't talk about going out bowling or just hanging out or mentoring this 15-year-old girl. You talk about having sex with her in great detail.
I will get on there and I will speak inappropriate. Sometimes people will just talk about that.
If you were here right now and wanted to, I would not deny you. I want to blank your brains out.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
There is...
I mean, is there any other meaning for that?
There's a difference, though, between wanting to and actually doing it.
It sounds like you sure wanted to, based upon this. I can't control my horny level. You see, during the conversation, you just masturbated twice, and it hasn't helped.
And I was lying.
You were lying then, or you're lying now?
I was lying then. I mean, granted, yes, it's my fault, but did I actually fall into a trap?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens on the internet and then try to meet them.
Yes, sir.
Now, everything you've just said has been recorded with our hidden cameras from the moment you pulled into the driveway.
All I explained was I did not come here with the intention of having sex. I came here with the intention of hanging out, doing, talking a little bit, maybe go bowling, maybe shoot some pool or something.
Well, Brian, what should happen to you?
Well, honestly, with this, I think I should just be allowed to just go home.
Like nothing ever happened?
No, sir. Go home. Just take it as a lesson learned, not to do it again.
No such luck. Like all the other men who show up at this house, he gets arrested. While this former military man talked even after he knew he was being recorded, the next man, currently a soldier, doesn't stay long enough to find out he's on national television.
Okay, I just gotta put this in the washer. Come on in.
He's 27-year-old Marshal Gertman, a first lieutenant in the National Guard who served a year in Iraq. He's been chatting with a decoy posing as a 15-year-old. Using the screen name High Excitement, he sends the girl a link for her to view pornographic pictures and asks her, "What do you think?" and then asks, "Do you like it?" Later, he makes plans to come over and go skinny dipping.
Hey, just have a seat. If I don't put this stuff in right away, it gets all wrinkled.
Okay.
You can just take a seat. I'll be right there. I hate laundry.
As he's walking in, he seems to spot our crew.
He's leaving.
And takes off.
Cheers, officer. Get your hands up. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. There.
Yes, sir.
Do not move.
While he never tells us his side of the story, as we'll hear later, he speaks at length to investigators.
I mean, you brought up the fact of going skinny dipping in the swimming pool with a 15-year-old girl.
Yes, sir.
Back at the house, here comes another soldier, an Army Staff Sergeant who served a tour in Iraq, 33-year-old Rolando Restac.
Hey, come on in.
Online, he calls himself Married and Looking for Fun 31313. He's been chatting for 3 weeks with Bedhead Red, a decoy who told him she was a 14-year-old virgin. He tells the girl when he first gets to her house they can take a shower together. "I will undress you, and you will undress me, okay?" The decoy says, "Okay." Then he says, "I will have to get some lubricant, too. For a virgin to have sex, it hurts, so it's better if I put some extra lubricant." He also promises to bring her beer, a webcam, and sexy lingerie. But as he walks into the house, he doesn't appear to be carrying any presents. Could they be in his truck? More on that later.
I made some sweet tea. It's on the table. I just gotta put this stuff in the washer real quick.
Have a little iced tea?
Oh, how you doing, sir?
Good. How much have a seat? What are you doing here today?
Sir, I wasn't going to do anything, I swear.
You weren't going to do anything?
No.
Well, who were you here to see?
I was going to meet her. Let's see.
Meet who?
Your daughter.
My daughter?
Yes.
What makes you think it's my daughter?
He never answers that question. Instead, he says,
Sir, I don't want you to destroy my life.
Well, you made the decision to walk in here.
I know, sir, but I wasn't going to do anything, I swear.
That's not what it sounds like in this chat log.
Yes, I was just fooling around, sir.
Damn, you're very sexy. You have a boyfriend?
I know, sir. Sorry. Sorry, please.
So you ever been with an old guy before? No, I need you to stay in the chair, please. Sit down, please.
Please, sir.
He refuses to sit in the chair. To be certain we have the right man, I ask him about the chat log.
Married looking for fun, that's you, right?
Yes, sir.
For a virgin to have sex, it hurts, so it's better if I put some extra lubricant.
I wasn't going to do anything, I swear. I was going to just tell you that I cannot do it.
Well, that's not consistent with what's here, page after page after page.
I was coming straight up.
You were going to tell her what? That all this sex talk was just play and...
That I wasn't going to do it. I have a daughter. She's my stepdaughter.
How old is she?
17.
What do you think your stepdaughter would think about this?
Oh, she will kill me.
Your ex-wife, what is she going to think about this?
She will kill me, too.
While on his knees, the 33-year-old appears to try to bargain with us.
I will never do it again, never. I swear. Just don't destroy my career. I'm gonna get counseling, I swear.
Counseling?
Yes.
Do you often chat with teenage girls on the internet?
No, it was the first time.
Why even enter into this discussion with somebody who says they're 14?
Sir, please.
On his knees, he seems a sad character. But this is the same man who chatted online for more than 3 weeks, typing well over 50 pages of chat log, saying things to a girl he thought was 14, like, "Remember, sex is a little nasty. I don't want your dad to find stuff in his bed."
Rolando, what should happen to you?
I don't know. I mean, oh my God.
Don't you see something wrong with a grown adult, a sergeant in the Army, coming over to meet a 14-year-old girl?
I will get counseling, sir, I swear.
Why should I believe that?
I promise you, with my life.
But what happens to him legally is not up to me. His sexual online chat with someone he thought was 14 is enough to get him charged with a felony.
You ever watch television?
Yes, sir.
You ever watch Dateline NBC?
Yeah, about the cops and everything. I know.
You ever see the Catch a Predator show?
Yes, I'm not a predator, sir. I swear.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say,
Sir, please.
we'd like to hear it. Otherwise, you're free to walk right out of this house.
No, sir, can I go?
Yes, absolutely.
The soldier is free to leave, but remains kneeling, perhaps because he knows what will happen next. Eventually, he gets up and, with his head hanging low, heads for the front door. But he's not on his feet for long.
Get down. Down.
The tears keep flowing as the police arrest him, but his sob story may seem less convincing once we show you what the police find in his truck. Gifts he brought for a 14-year-old.
Astroglide, is that some kind of sexual lubricant?
Yes, sir.
You brought that with you?
Yes, sir.
How about panties and a camisole?
Yes, sir.
And what about the other soldier who served time in Iraq? Things get tough for him inside the interrogation room.
Provided a 15-year-old child with a pornographic website.
Yes, sir.
This could cost you a military career.
When To Catch a Predator continues.
I'm Chief Wade with Harris County Sheriff's Department. Your name is Rolando Restac. Yes, sir.
Rolando is the 33-year-old Army Staff Sergeant who kneeled in our kitchen and told a sob story. But if he never intended to do anything wrong, how would he explain what investigators find in his truck?
Is all this stuff in the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
How about Trojan? Is that Trojan condoms?
Yes, sir.
So you brought condoms with you?
Yes, sir.
How about Astroglide? Is that some kind of sexual lubricant?
Yes, sir.
You brought that with you? How about panties and a camisole?
Yes, sir.
The webcam?
Did you buy the webcam?
Yes, sir.
Why did you bring it with you?
Because I promised her that I was going to give her one.
It was all there in the chat logs that Perverted Justice provided to law enforcement. Remember, his screen name is Married and Looking for Fun 31313.
Does the screen name Bedhead Red 14 ring a bell with you?
That's Whitney.
That's Whitney? And Whitney you believe to be a 14-year-old girl, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, around 6:56, you told her after some chat, I want you in my chest after we do it all night sleeping together. Is that you? Okay. Then you say, I love you, baby. And then you say, I want to be your loving husband forever. And you're nodding your head yes? Okay. Down a little bit further, Married and Looking for Fun says, we will have to hide your real age. You remember typing that? You're nodding your head yes? Okay.
He doesn't deny a thing. Investigators complete the interrogation and the soldier is taken to the county jail.
Look to your left for me.
Where officers take his mugshot, fingerprints, and place him in a cell. 2 days later,
Rolando Cruz.
he goes before a judge.
Mr. Cruz, you're charged with criminal attempt child molestation. It's a felony. It carries a penalty of 1 to 20 years.
And bail is set.
All right, on the criminal attempt child molestation, I'm going to set a $15,000 bond.
He wasn't the only military man caught in our sting, but this other soldier's memory isn't as clear. Remember First Lieutenant Marshal Gertman? He made plans to meet a girl he thought was 15.
Honestly, I couldn't remember her age. She only told me that one time. I knew she was probably underage just by the way we were talking. Bad judgment call to keep talking to her.
Well, you know, first lieutenants don't make bad judgment calls.
Hey,
not always.
Not always.
But he insists he had no plans for sex with the young teen.
Honestly, no, I would never let myself do that.
Well, you let yourself internet chat with a 15-year-old?
Yes, sir, I know.
You let yourself come over to a house where there was only a 15-year-old in it?
Yes, sir, I know.
And you expect me to believe that you didn't expect to get laid while you were here?
Sir, no, I don't expect you to believe it, no. But knowing myself, no, I wouldn't let it go that far in that sense, sir.
He did allow himself to send a girl he thought was underage a link to a pornographic website.
So you provided a 15-year-old child with a pornographic website that she could go to?
Yes, sir.
Why would you do that?
I don't really have a good explanation of why.
What's really sad, Marshal, is this could cost you a military career.
I know that, sir.
He's taken away and processed like all the other men caught in our investigation. A total of 20 men showed up at our house in Fortson, Georgia. All 20 were arrested and booked by Harris County Sheriff Mike Jolly and his team.
What do you think would have happened had there in fact been a young teenager home alone and had Dateline and the Harris County Sheriff's Department not been there?
I believe that we would have had some young child sexually abused. No doubt in my mind.
And there are other adults seemingly on the prowl for sex with a minor. This man shows up in his big rig.
Hey, you made it. I'll be back in just a second.
And this one, a director at a computer software company, is playing hooky from work so he can meet a 13-year-old home alone.
Sit down, make yourself at home.
Sure, thank you.
I'm just getting these out so they don't get wrinkled.
All right.
He seems so friendly and polite, that manager at a software company, but his online chat tells a different story.
You know, sex with a minor is called rape.
Right, I understand.
When To Catch a Predator continues.
All right, Amanda, a tractor trailer coming down the road. Get ready.
You can probably guess what this next suspected sex predator does for a living.
All right, he's here. Let him turn off the engine. He won't be able to hear anything until he cuts the engine. Let's let him get down.
He's a 41-year-old truck driver from Fayetteville, Georgia, Joseph Myrick. He thinks a 15-year-old girl is inside, ready to have sex with him.
Hey, you made it. Come on in, I'm just getting some laundry out.
His screen name is too graphic to use, but in his chat, he asks the decoy, when it comes to sex, are there any positions you like best? The person pretending to be the 15-year-old says, I only did the one. Then he says, well, we'll try others. When the decoy says it's awesome that he's bringing the big truck, he says, well, I do not want your mom finding out, because it would mess up a good thing.
That's a big truck you got. How do you drive that thing?
Well, to be honest with you, it's like driving a car.
Well, I would love to go for a ride sometime.
Well, I'd love to take you.
Where exactly were you going to take her in that truck of yours?
I was just going to take her around, just see certain places, and talk to her.
Like where?
If she just want to go for a ride, I'll take her for a ride. I mean, nothing, I ain't mean no harm or trying to do nothing I shouldn't be doing. Trying to, be no idiot and no pervert or nothing.
That's what he says now, but what about what he said to her online?
You say, well, I do think you're damn sexy, and was wanting to know if you have ever had sex.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did.
Well,
I have it all right here, so you might as well just tell me right now.
I ain't disputing it. No, sir, I ain't disputing it. I'm just damn.
I think you probably have a very nice ass as well.
I just fell into the conversation. I ain't going to sit here and try to make no excuses for the things I said, because I fell into the conversation. It was totally, it was wrong. And
you say, yeah, I'll be your bear, and we bears like tasting honey.
When you read it back to me like that right there, and I realizing what I said, no, you're right.
What do you think would have happened if I wasn't here? And in fact, a 15-year-old girl was here.
I told myself, I get in here to sit and just talk to her,
You just said you were going to take her for a ride in the truck.
If she wanted to go,
How do you think a girl's father would feel if a 40-year-old man took a 15-year-old girl for a ride in a truck?
He'd be upset, right?
And he'd be justified, wouldn't he?
Oh, yes, he would.
You own that rig yourself?
No, sir.
So you work for a company that owns that rig?
Yes, sir.
And how do you think they'd take to the fact you're out driving that rig around, going to meet a 15-year-old girl?
Well, they would look at on it as in a bad note, and look at it,
a bad note,
like the way it actually looks.
You know it's wrong.
It was foolish.
It was foolish.
It was the wrong thing to do, and it won't happen again. I know you got a job to do, and I see it all the time. And
you see what all the time?
On news reports.
You've seen stories on television news about guys coming over to meet underage kids.
Yes, sir. But
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens on the internet. If there's anything else you'd like to tell us, we're happy to hear it, and if not, you're obviously welcome to walk out the door you came in.
I told myself on the way down here, just talk to her, and just stay away from the sexual overtones.
The 41-year-old leaves the house, and you know what happens next.
Get on the ground, now! All the way down, all the way down. Yes, sir.
Turns out this isn't Myrick's first time in handcuffs.
Stand up on me now.
Yes, sir.
This individual, Joseph Myrick, he's had 11 prior arrests.
11 prior arrests?
11 prior arrests. It could range from possession of drugs to simple battery to theft. Pretty good little record that we have on him. Started as early as 1983.
He was never convicted on the battery or theft charges, but in the 1990s, he was convicted of 6 misdemeanors and 1 felony drug charge. After Myrick's arrest, his truck is searched. Cocaine! Where detectives find cocaine. Myrick is then brought in for questioning, where he appears to admit what he's done is wrong.
Do you have any kids?
No, so I got nieces and nephews.
How would you feel if somebody did this thing?
You want an honest answer?
Honest answer.
I would kill him.
Then the investigator asks Myrick about his use of cocaine.
I'm gonna tell you like it is. When I talked, both times I did talk to her, you know, I was in town and I was under the influence of it.
He seems to blame the cocaine for his current predicament. He'll be charged with drug possession, along with attempting to commit child molestation and obscene internet contact.
I'm going to set the criminal attempt child molestation at $15,000, the possession of controlled substance, $5,000.
That's going to be our 130. Wow. I mean, he'd be way early if that's him.
One thing that's disturbing about our investigations is that so many who show up look like nice guys, men you'd never suspect of possibly attempting to molest a child. Just like this man.
Open the front door, Amanda. Let's make sure he sees that you're there.
He's 34-year-old Abalos Bascaran, a director of software development for a large computer company. He thinks he's here to meet a 13-year-old girl.
Hey, come on in. Just fine, how are you? Come on. I'm just finishing up some laundry.
Take your time.
I made you some sweet tea if you want to pour a glass.
His screen name is Raj21US21. While chatting online with a decoy pretending to be 13, he asks, "Hon, would you like to take me in your mouth?" The girl says, "I'm not sure how." So Raj21US21 says, "We will learn as we go along." But just as they're about to sign off, he tells the decoy what he's doing is wrong, that he has to be cautious.
Cautious? Why?
You know, sex with minor is called rape.
You don't want to have sex with me?
So I just want to make sure everything is okay. I don't want to see a cop waiting to see me there.
He seems relieved when he sees our decoy and not a police officer.
Sit down, make yourself at home.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm just getting these out so they don't get wrinkled.
All right.
So you've got a big afternoon planned, huh? Why don't you have a seat right there, please? What's going on?
Nothing much. I thought I'll just make a friend and that's it.
Told just to make a friend?
Yeah.
And who is the friend you were here to see?
Amy.
Amy.
Right.
And how old is Amy?
She said she was 13.
13?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
34.
34.
Right.
And why did you think it was okay at the age of 34 to come visit a 13-year-old girl home alone?
I said, I mean, it is for sex, I am not coming.
For sex, you are not coming?
Yeah. So I'll just make a good friend. I'm educated, I have an MBA.
You have an MBA?
Yeah. You know, I'm married and, you know, the marriage is not going well, so...
I'm sorry, you're married?
Yeah, yes, I am.
And the marriage is not going well?
Yeah, so I, you know, just wanted a friend to talk to, kind of.
But explain to me how difficulty in your marriage led you to this house where you believed a 13-year-old girl was home alone.
No, he said she's good in studies and...
Good in studies.
And I thought it is like a mature friend. I mean, okay.
A mature friend?
Yeah.
Where were you when you were having this chat with this 13-year-old girl, Amy? Were you at your...
I was in office.
You were in your office?
Yeah.
Now, does your boss know that you are online chatting with 13-year-old girls?
I'm sure they don't.
So what would his bosses think if they read a transcript of his pornographic online chat?
You ask if she masturbates.
Right.
You say, "I feel like kissing you now," and suck on your blank and feel the tummy.
Right. That is the first day. Then I, you know, slept on that and realized it is not a good thing. I mean, you know, it's not something which I should do.
Well, why even come over here?
No, I mean, it's, you know, it was like working for 1 year. I thought I'll just take a day off and...
So you took a day off to come over here?
Yeah.
So you told them you had something else to do?
Who?
The people at your office?
Yeah, yes. Oh.
I love you so much, hon. You talk about being cautious.
I know.
She says, why? You say, you know, sex with a minor is called rape.
Right, I understand.
So you know the law.
Yeah, I understand the law.
Well, Abby, there's a couple things you need to know.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who meet teens online.
Nothing else to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since he's never seen one of our reports, he doesn't know that law enforcement is waiting outside to arrest him.
Get on the ground! On the ground now! Get down!
When he's taken in for questioning, he asks to speak to a lawyer.
I mean, I'm a foreign national. Can I get an attorney or something?
Alrighty.
What happens next, sir?
Now you go to jail.
Once at the jailhouse, he's fingerprinted and photographed.
My wife and kids won't know where I am, so you can call and let them know.
I'll get back with you on that in just a little bit.
Then put behind bars, awaiting a hearing.
Well, you're charged with criminal attempt child molestation. That's a felony. It carries a penalty of 1 to 20 years.
How will he and all the others explain how they ended up caught in this investigation?
I mean, I've been trying to find a good woman my age. I really had.
When we come back, we'll hear more from the judge, and we'll hear plenty of excuses from the suspects.
I've never done it before.
First time I've done this right here.
I've never done this before.
When To Catch a Predator continues.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Judge Webb of the Harris County Magistrate Court.
The undercover operation in Fortson, Georgia is over, and the last of the suspects caught in our sting are appearing before a local judge.
I'm not here to determine if you're guilty or innocent.
For most of the men, the judge sets a bond of $40,000, restricts their use of a computer and their interactions with minors, including their own children.
You're not to have any unsupervised contact with your children. Do they live with you full time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. As a condition of your bond, I'm going to permit the contact, but it needs to be supervised.
That was July. Now, only 2 suspects remain in jail unable to make bond, George Cleary and William Rowell. While just about all the men who showed up at our sting house said they weren't going to do anything illegal, none of them has had a chance to enter a plea, although this man tries to argue his case at his bond hearing.
I don't know for sure, but I hear a little bit of talk about this girl. She's an actor. She's 20 years old, actually.
The judge explains that this is not the time to submit a defense. That will be at a later hearing. And as for what excuses the other suspected sex predators might come up with, here's a reminder of what they told us.
Have you ever done this before?
No. I've never done it before.
First time I've done this right here.
First time?
Yes, sir.
I swear to you, sir, I've never done this before.
Have you ever chatted with an underage girl online?
No, I have never done it.
She's the first girl I talked to that, this.
Very first one?
I mean, yes, sir. I mean, honest God.
You know how many times I hear that?
You hear it all the time, but I'm telling you,
Do you think everybody could be telling me the truth?
Oh, no. I'm sure they're not.
And while many said it was their first time, a lot of them came prepared for the possibility of sex.
Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
I keep some in my Jeep.
What about condoms?
Yes, sir, I have them.
Did you bring condoms?
Yeah, I brought one, sir.
I keep condoms in the truck.
I have condoms in my car.
For what?
For safety purpose.
In the meantime, we're heading west to Northern California to another hidden camera house, this time in Petaluma, the hometown of Polly Klaas, the young girl abducted and murdered by a sex predator. Also one-time home of John Mark Carr, former suspect in the JonBenet Ramsey murder. In Petaluma, you'll see more men parade to our house, some from the Silicon Valley, as well as a doctor. Most say they were not really here for sex.
Oh, man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything.
In the wake of our Georgia investigation, Georgia's governor announced the state will triple the number of agents assigned to computer predator crimes. How do you and your family stay safe online? You can share your safety tips on our website at dateline.msnbc.com. That's all for now. I'm Stone Phillips. For Ann Curry and all of us at NBC News, thanks for watching.